Good morning and welcome to Hangout Friday. My name is Amina Abdurrabas. So excited to have one of my favorite friends, my personal friends in studio today. So this is going to be one of those interviews I always apologize for because it's going to be a bit all over the place. DNG.
Yes, sir.
Mambo vipi?
Chonjo kabisa maze. Ni asubuhi sana.
Sana.
Wapika chai?
Mada lakini nilikupatia DNG. What is it? But lakini wanaweza leta ingine hujashiba.
Niko sawa. Nashukuru. Yes.
Oh, okay, that's nice. So thank you so much. You came really early.
Yeah.
You're here at 6.
Always, man. Always keep time. I always try to get wherever I'm going, maybe an hour before.
Yeah.
Because time is money.
That's crazy.
And
I was like, you're going to be there early. He's like, don't worry,
Yeah.
I'll be there before 6:30.
And
you're here at 6:50.
even when your producer was not sure if I was going to make it, but you know, our schedule is that erratic, that hectic. So we're used to early mornings, late nights, low pressure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's very, very professional. The other day I was, we got into a bit of an argument with somebody because they didn't show up for the interview. And I was like, that's very unprofessional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they didn't see that it was unprofessional.
And I think in case you're going to miss an interview because you missed a flight or something happened, you need to communicate.
They were out in the club.
In our industry, a lot of people are not serious.
Yeah.
We as entertainers get caught up in the entertainment, in the showbiz, and we think that, it doesn't matter because I'm a star, I can do whatever it is that I need to do. But this is a business. So you need to treat it as a business, as a brand, and you need to be serious and professional. Otherwise, you don't really go far.
Yeah. But because said Kenyan artists are lazy, do you agree?
I wouldn't say all, because they're really hardworking Kenyan artists. Can I give you an example?
Nyashinsky.
I don't know about Nyashinsky. I haven't worked with him.
Oh, okay.
But, I toured with Sauti Soul last year, Live and Die in Africa, to across this republic. And, the kind of work they put in to put their brand, where it is today, it's amazing. I, for example, am a very hardworking and smart-working entertainer. I put in all the work, the long hours, early mornings, whatever is necessary. Yes, I do know there are other artists who are just complacent and are not serious even with their performance or their stage act. But that's too bad for them because that means that we who are better at what we are doing, go farther. In any competitive space, there'll be brands that are not serious and other brands that are serious, whether it's manufacturing or banking or finance or even telecommunications or media. There are media houses that are asleep, isn't it?
Very
that
true.
don't really upgrade technology and are not as competitive as they should be. Yeah.
So it's better for us because
Better for
we
us.
are definitely on point,
That's
baby.
what's up, man.
What you talking about?
That's what's
Now
up.
listen, there are a lot of MCs in the industry.
Yeah.
But you have a sort of different way that you hype the crowd. Do you rehearse it? Is it something you're just in the house by yourself? Just
Yes.
Like, we're gonna what be?
It's a mix of two things. It's a mix of my personal love for hype and entertainment and showbiz. Yesterday I was telling you that I love what I do. I've always wanted to be on a stage with people looking at me and cheering for me. I've always wanted that. Apart from that, yes, I put in the preparation. It's not even just about rehearsing in front of a mirror. It's to understand what I'm doing, what I'm expected to do, the program, the brand, or the client that has hired me for that particular event, the expectation. I visualize all that before I even get to the venue. I think about it like, let me give you an example. I knew I was hosting Jidana. This is an international artist. I watched his videos. I watched him preparing. We had backstage access and stuff like that. So I knew exactly how this guy wanted to do his thing. I knew the kind of clientele that listens to Jidana. I knew how to communicate to them. And so I prepared in that manner. If I'm doing a show in Nyayo Stadium, it's a very different demographic. So I prepare likewise for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Denji, unaongeanga sana na unajua simtokta. So sasa sijui kwa nini unajifanya. Why do you put off? Is it an act? Is
this? Well, I think
you're from a well-to-do family. Why can't you just speak very polished?
I think growing up, I grew up in a single-parent home.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Ngumo,
Oh,
in Nairobi.
Okay.
Yes, born and bred in Msawatao. But growing up at that time, kuwa babi ilikuwa kitu, something that's looked down upon, you know. Ni kama kuwa socialite leo.
Yes. No, it's true.
I'm just saying what it is. So when you babi ilikuwa ni kama matusi. So I didn't want to be associated like that. When you mommy's boy. So it's like, me see Barbie.
Yeah.
So I actually studied how people talk. I taught myself Sheng. I hung around people from Islam, so I was in school. I taught myself how to jive. I used to go to Buru. I didn't know where Buru is. I teach myself, up and down Gikosh. The shops, not that I can't afford to buy new clothes, but nataka ni buy hizo nisikie. Jizi and one mtumba ni kali kuliko hizi fake za free mark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So where was it? What school is this you were in?
I was in Makini.
Okay.
Yeah, so Makini had a mix of everybody. You know, the wealthiest children from, you know, government officials, Bonyo, Gilus. Those are people I started with at school. And vis-a-vis, there are people who are being chased out because they have not paid fees, who are like on a scholarship or who are like on sponsorship basis.
Yeah.
So I'd mix up with these guys because it was cool. Kuongea shen, kusikia reggae, kusikia dancehall. So, you know, I grew up listening to Sanchez, Tato Metro, and Devonte. On the flip side, I'm listening to Lost Boys and DMX and Ja Rule.
Like deep inside.
So I'm a cocktail of everything. That's how I'm able to interact with different audiences like this. Like I can speak to the ambassador and engage him one-on-one in fluent and eloquent English. And naweza ongea na msee wa Islando pale kando na nimgote na tuongee ile life ya ploti venye ningori.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any entertainer in this country who has that kind of balance today.
Yeah, it's very hard because
it's very hard.
Ulikuwa unaniongelesha sheng, alafu uko with it, unajua
mbaya.
time changes, right? Because it's like language, so they keep adding more and more vocabulary to the language.
I think for me, I interact with different audiences and different people, like old and young. Yesterday, I was buying milkshake for some young peeps, that 19-year-olds, or you know, I'm in real estate, so we have a hostel, we have apartments. So I'm telling them, you need to market for me, I'll give you a commission. So we are sitting down and negotiating with the 19-year-olds to market these things to their fellow classmates. Because see, through other people, you know what I mean? Sometimes online advertising doesn't really work.
No, it doesn't really work.
So I engage different audiences and I learn, I listen very keenly, and every day is a learning curve.
It is. Now, you seem like you're a stubborn kid. Because you're very...
rude boy.
People say that you're very arrogant because you go for what you want and you say like you mean it. Now, you know...
I've had that a lot.
We're not, because we're polite people, DNG. Like, when someone says something that you don't like, you wait and you talk about them behind their back. You know, just like,
no.
But you're like, there and then, because I've seen you do it.
Nakwambia, ukinikosea, Amina, nakwambia, umenikosea, kwa sababu hii na hii, na nimejam, na sikupendi. It doesn't matter whether it's my client, whether it's my family, it doesn't really matter. Like, I'm who I am, blunt, straight up. I'll never talk behind your back ati kusengenya. Hiyo ni umbenye. So tukigrow up kuwa mbenye ilikuwa kitu mbaya. Wewe ulienda ukanisema kodi jo nini? Go down. So wale wasatu kwa tunacheza nao ball. Una snitch aje wasema no isimeka kwa daro.
So now, you know, then you come off really, you know, arrogant, which is a confusion because when you're confident and when you say what you want, it's sort of confused.
I think even in business, Amina, what I can say is that people need to be direct. People need to be extremely direct. And I was reading the Source magazine, and Rick Ross was talking about how it is that he was able to negotiate from Def Jam to Maybach and, you know, just build his brand and negotiate his contract better. And he says his way is today because he's a tough negotiator, something he learned from Jay-Z, who was the Def Jam boss at that time. And these people don't play. If you interact with these international artists, I'm telling you, I know you have, they don't mess around. I was telling one of my clients this week about technical riders. Like, if you find an artist saying, I want a PG, maybe mic of this, and this, and you bring a different mic, you bring an AKG mic, he won't get on stage. Is that correct?
It's very true.
They tell you, I want this water, I want this towel, I want this kind of car, I want this kind of food, I want this kind of drink, I want this kind of stage, I want this kind of lighting, I want this kind of girls. If you don't have fly chicks, they ain't getting on stage. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
So is that arrogance or is that knowing your worth?
It's knowing your worth.
Exactly. And if in Kenya, we're still so backward such that people don't respect your worth, so you got to fight them every day. I have to fight with clients to pay me on time. Why?
And I did the
international artists are paid even before they get on that flight.
Before they even sign, they're like,
hey, 50% on contracting.
Very true. Very, very true. Like Nisha signed. 50%.
Exactly.
There was a time we were doing that event together, and your technical writer was so long. It was very understandable.
Yes. I don't ask for outrageous things.
You were like, we need toilets.
Do you know, people made fun of me for that.
We need food. Oh, the one for the toilet?
Yes. I once did an event for one of the biggest FMCGs in this country. I did a tour across the country, and we went to Kisii for this event. There were no loos. Do you know what that means? And I'm doing a show in the afternoon from, let's say, 1 to 6 p.m. So where do you think I'm going to release myself? In the bush. Exactly. And this is a big brand. I don't want to mention them, one of my strongest clients. And I called their boss.